Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Mueller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Take it from the Ironwoman. I always say we only have special guests, and today we have a clairvoyant with us. What will happen? What will she see and hear? And what can she tell us? It's Carol Walkner. And after retiring from a successful sales and marketing career in 2009, I pivoted to my current hard work as a Reiki Master, clairvoyant, medical medium, and guidance channeler. Tell us what's happening after 2009, and so happy to have you.
Thank you, Susanne. I'm so happy to be here with you, and I appreciate this opportunity. After that successful career, I knew I had these special gifts my whole life. My sister and I both are third-generation psychic mediums, or at least psychics. I used it in my corporate career. When I retired, I happened to meet a Reiki Master, so I studied Reiki for a few years with her and became a Reiki Master myself. Reiki is all about channeling energy. It's really quantum physics. When you're stuck and not able to move forward, either in a decision or in real life or work, then I can maneuver the energy to get you unstuck. That's the beginning of the career. And as a clairvoyant and a clairaudient, which means I hear messages, I actually listen to the ones that I get for myself. So I ended up back in Cincinnati, where I had been earlier in my career, and studied with a seventh-generation psychic medium from Lilydale, New York, who was living here in Cincinnati. And I studied with her for 3.5 years. I blended the energy work, the mediumship, and I had studied energy and Chinese medicine back in the 80s. So I had that previous knowledge. It's like all these gifts and skills and knowledges that I had accumulated. Now I get to use them every single day with my clients. And the one good thing for me that came out of COVID was I don't have to be hands-on in person. I have clients all over the world. We can be on Zoom. I don't even have to see you. We can be over the phone, and I feel your energy and see things for you, even without seeing you, because I connect one-on-one in like an energy bubble between the two of us. And off we go.
So now you and I are together in that energy bubble. I heard you say your sister is equally psychic than you are. How does that manifest?
My sister is more psychic than I am, but she doesn't choose to use her gifts. So our grandparents had gifts, and they were not in a position to display them or use them necessarily, but we could tell by what they said and did that they had those gifts. The woman I studied with, seventh generation, goes back, it's on her mother's line, and it goes back 7 generations through the women. It's like for her, it was a couple hundred years. And her daughter's also a psychic medium. So it keeps on going.
You pass it on. I have to say, listening to you, my grandmother was this fantastic woman. I hear from many people, they say, we stopped by her house. We were talking to her. And since I'm an executive coach, I say my grandmother was one of the first coaches that we know, or she might have been a medium, who knows? But she always gave advice and she always had a smile on her face. I call it kind of like the Mona Lisa smile.
Yes.
But she would also give you tough advice. It's not that the smile meant like, oh, you're so good, you're poor thing. No, she was very direct.
We have to be. I believe that I'm given these gifts for a true reason. I have to say what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I don't understand it sometimes, the other thing I've done that I've asked the powers that be, God, the universe, to really, I don't want people coming to me and saying, am I going to die next year? Or do I have a life-threatening disease? Or I really don't want those kind of clients. I don't get them. And I also call myself a life guide rather than a coach. I don't have coaching credentials, but most people want the guidance. And that's what the clairvoyance and the clairaudience does. It gives calm and peace, and it also gives guidance. I just had a client this morning who was wondering about, should she take a new job? She'd been at her old job for 20 years. Should she jump to this new position? The messages I got were yes, 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 right away. And I told her what was going on in her current job. And her eyes are popping out of her head. She goes, you're absolutely right. And I said, the new one will respect you. And yes, it's for less money, but within 18 months, you're going to be making more than you would be at the old job. I could see this so clearly. When I get chills up and down my body, I know I'm speaking a true statement. And I kept getting waves and waves of chills. I get excited for the clients who I can give them information that will help them really have a better life.
And on your website, it says, feel lighter. So when I read that, I was like, oh, something happened. I felt like a butterfly. It's okay to go where I want to go. So this is a cool message. And I'm sure everybody feels differently, but I felt like, oh, feel lighter. Thank you so much for having that on your website. What does that mean for me? Now I'm asking you the question.
So okay. I had a client in person yesterday, and she has a pretty toxic mother. And so I could feel the weight of her mother on her shoulders. I literally take the energy off her shoulders. A lot of people I see like concrete, keeping them down and keeping them stuck or whatever, and heavy feeling. I see the concrete in my mind's eye and I break it up, throw it away. Her posture changed in like 2 seconds. And she goes, oh, I feel lighter. It's taking those old energies of people. Like, she and her mother don't have a bad relationship and the mom loves her, but she has her own stuff. She hovers and hangs on this woman. And a lot of mothers do that, not because for bad, they're just there and they don't know what else to do. I just remove the energy, push it away, and the client just eases up. And I would say 90% of my clients say, oh, I feel lighter.
I studied psychology and we talk about transference. Like, how is that? Do you take on the energy of the people and then how do you clean it or cleanse it?
Fabulous question. So Thomas Hubel is an energy healer, and he wrote a book about ancestral energies. What my Reiki Master and I discovered several years ago was that we carry ancestral energies from parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, all the way back, if they have trauma that they never dealt with. It resides in the current person. I can tell the difference if it's their energy that's stuck or the ancestral energy. I literally pull the ancestral energy out. I throw it either into the sun or the backside of the moon, get rid of it, recycle it to rain in the desert, whatever's needed. And it changes the health and the wealth of the client because they're not carrying that old stuck stuff that really isn't theirs.
And what is not useful anymore. Times are also changing. And we say,
Yes.
grow up.
Yes, yes. And also what I know about this energy is when I take it out of the client, if they have children, it comes automatically out of the line in front of them also. So their children aren't carrying that energy. So it's gone.
Gone forever.
Yes. It sounds like magic. It's what I believe. It's It's what's supposed to happen so we can be our best self in the life we're living now and be happy, be prosperous, be filled with joy and purpose.
Yeah, I just read the book Ikigai, where it's the purpose. It's not that you're retiring, but you're, in a way, I call it rewiring for the whatever 30 years that you have left. When you say you came from sales and marketing, now is the time to do what you love.
And this is, when you read my bio, it's my heart work. It was, corporate America was kind of hard work, but this is my heart work. And I just love getting to help people and getting to make a positive difference in someone's life every day. Yay, multiple times a day.
I also know that if you're feeling happy and energized and uplifted, life is in a way easier. And especially in today's times, I had just a conversation a few days ago. People take everything so heavy. And I said, am I flying on a different cloud, or we need to be happy and healthy and uplifting others? And then people want to be around you because you have the good energy. Is that a fair assumption, or do we have to take on everything that's happening these days?
No, that's a fair assumption. And changing up and pivoting from feeling burdened from the outside energies to I can do this kind of energy and being positive makes all the difference. You're absolutely 100% right. Some of it is people don't drink enough water and we need to stay hydrated. And we need to eat healthy, get exercise. It's the simple things that our great grandparents did naturally. And it's surrounding ourselves with other positive people. If you have a lot of naysayers in your life, my sense is you can release them. It's okay, because it drags you down. You want other positive people. And Susanne, what you're saying, when you are out there in a positive, energetic, smiling way, those similar energies are going to come to you. You're going to have the people that are positive and smiling also.
Yeah, they make me feel good. It's not selfish in a way, but we can help each other and lift each other up in a good way and to move forward. I said in my TED Talk, it's one day at a time, moving forward in the right direction and not looking back. I always say you cannot change the past. Be in the present and make the best out of what is here, what we have here.
Being in the present, you hit on the best thing. I've lived my life, most of my life, with no regrets. What helps me not look back and go, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. No, if you're in the present and being as positive as you can and doing everything you can for yourself and for others in the present, you won't have any regrets. And self-care is not selfish. And my other saying is, make sure your to-be list is longer than your to-do list.
I love that. How does your to-be list looks like?
Thank you for asking. I just got to spend 10 days with my grandchildren in sunny California. Yeah. I have a long day today of work, and then I'm going to a cocktail party tonight. It's like mixing up, time blocking things, mixing up what feels joyful to me and what brings me peace. Yeah, it's just a good combination. I also choose a word or words or phrase for each new year. 10 years ago, when I picked the word freedom, be careful what you ask for, right?
Yeah.
I left a very long-term relationship, put everything into storage, and drove from New York to California in the winter. I know,
maybe not the best season.
It was me redesign, because I asked myself, how's my life? And how do I want to feel? And it's like, my life is okay. And if I want to live with no regrets, is okay good enough? Well, no, it's not. That's what I did. And a year later, I was settled in Cincinnati in a beautiful home. It was a magical year. I've never been happier. And that was 10 years ago. So I designed the life I have. And
we can all design our lives with the minor, how can I say, adjustments or...
Yes. You don't have to blow up your whole life. You can have, like I did, you can have minor adjustments and keeping that positive outlook and knowingness, and asking the angels, the guides, whoever you want to ask, that what do you really want and what really matters? How do you really want to feel? And then dive into those feelings and what really matters.
How do you rejuvenate and recharge your batteries? Because you're giving so much. People come to you, they take your good energy and your abilities that you have to share, but how do you recharge? What do you do when you don't work?
So I'm a big reader. I'm a weaver and a collage artist, and I have lots of friends, and we go out and have glasses of wine, or I'm a mahjong player. Mahjong is like fabulous. I insert events that just make me happy. I love different things on Netflix. In the spring and summer, I'll sit on my balcony surrounded by hummingbirds and flowers. And so I really put a lot of beauty in my surroundings, and I surround myself with positive people who we love and adore each other, and we have fun together.
I love that. And I know you have Hummingbird Mastermind Circles. Tell us a little more about that.
Last year was in Chinese astrology, was the year of the dragon. So, and I love dragons. They're all over my house. I had a whole year of dragon circles. So, okay, so what else is magical? What do I love? I chose hummingbirds. And what we do in the mastermind, it's 1 hour a month. I take a different trait of the hummingbird, and then we talk about it. We share, and I have tips and tools and different things to add to the conversation, but it's a real mastermind. And I get between 8 and 15 women every month. This month is going to be joy, and because hummingbirds they love sugar water or sweet, sweet flowers. How do you suck up the sweetness of life? And where's your joy? And it's next Thursday. So that's what we're going to talk about.
The joy of life. And one last question. What is the word for this year for you?
Okay. I'm glad you asked. This is exciting. So I was in a I always have stories.
Sure.
I was in a workshop last September, a fabulous one. One of the pieces of the workshop was our core values. The woman had the word bold. And I go, bold. And it's like, I sat up straight. It's like a lightning bolt went right through the center of my body. And it's like, oh, it's like my whole energy changed when I said the word bold. And I said, oh, this is one of my words. I can never have one. One of my words for 2025. Every time I feel my energy lagging a little bit, I say the word bold, and it's like changes everything. And my other word is connected. I'm looking for deeper connections, and I want to be more deeply connected to certain friends, to my grandchildren, to my son and daughter-in-law, to my other family members. For me, the words I choose are words that will inspire me, motivate me. Concepts are more than words. It's concepts that I can live up to and into. Last year I had love, impact, and magical. And because I wanted to make a bigger impact, and which I did. And love is always the basis of everything I do. So it's like, I know that's there, but I love magical too. And the hummingbirds are magical. And people have called me, oh, you're a magician. I'm keeping the word magical too, but bold is the word, the main word.
Bold is the word. And let's finish here on this high note, bold, magical, with the hummingbird and the joy of life. Thank you so much, Carol. This was fantastic. I learned so much. I'm lighter. Thank you.
Thank you, Susanne.
What are you taking away from this? Bold. What is your word? My word is conquer. Let's conquer the world. Let's conquer this year. Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday with very cool people, inspiring people, people who can lift you up, feeling lighter. And also Take It from the Ironwoman is the book Global Business Coaching with Sports Parallels. Get it in your local bookstore or download it